Hello, welcome to part 2. So we continue chapter 24. So I think they'd just come up with the idea that perhaps they could get a woodpecker to help them rescue their friends from inside the tree. "Oh, that really does sound a marvellous idea," said Franny, beaming. "Let's call him now." So they went outside onto a big branch of the faraway tree and called to the woodpecker. "Woodpecker, come here a minute." The woodpecker stared round in surprise. He was cleaning his wing feathers by running each one carefully through his beak. He was a lovely bird with his bright red splashed head. He spread his wings and flew down. "What's the matter?" he asked. Joe told him. The bird listened with his head on one side and his bright eyes shining. "Do you think you could possibly help us to rescue Silky and the others by pecking a hole at the back of the angry pixie's house?" said Joe when he came to the end of the story. "You have such a strong beak." "Yes, I know I have," said the woodpecker. "The only thing is, I generally only peck rotten wood. That's easy to peck away, you know. It just falls to pieces. But good growing wood, like the trunk of the faraway tree, well, that's different. That's very hard indeed. It would take me ages to peck a large hole through that." "Oh dear," sighed Joe. "I'm so disappointed. We daren't let Silky and the others stay in the slippery slip too long in case they starve. There's nothing to eat down there, you know. Whatever are we going to do?" Everybody thought hard. It was the woodpecker who had an idea first. "I know," he said. "I could fetch my cousins who live in the enchanted wood in another tree, and maybe if there were 3 or 4 of us all pecking hard together, we could make a good hole quite quickly. I know I couldn't make one by myself without taking 2 or 3 days, but a lot of us working together might do it easily." "Oh, good," cried everyone. "Go and get your cousins, there's a dear. Hurry." The woodpecker flew off. Everyone waited impatiently. They heard the noise from inside the tree again. Boom, 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 knock, knock, knock. "Poor things," said Beth, tears in her eyes. "It must be so dreadful inside there in the dark, with nothing to eat or drink." After about 10 minutes, the woodpecker came back, and with him he brought 5 others. They were all woodpeckers with bright, red splashed heads, strong-looking birds with powerful beaks. "Oh, splendid," cried Joe, and he took them all into the angry pixie's little house. "Peck away, at the back here." The 6 birds stood in a row and began to peck as close to one another as they could. Peck, peck, peck. They pecked so hard and so very fast that they made a curious drumming noise that echoed through the house. They pecked hard for about an hour and then stopped for a rest. Joe pressed to see how they were getting on. To his joy, he saw that a small hole had been pecked right through the slippery slip. He asked the angry pixie for a torch and shone it through the hole. Yes, there really was no doubt about it. The woodpeckers had gone right through the tree trunk just there. Now you've only got to make the hole bigger," cried Joe happily. "Peck away, woodpeckers, peck away. You're doing marvellously." And there will end chapter 24.